Are there any committee or organization reports? Mrs. Becker?
Yeah, I'll make this short and sweet. I know it's late. The Curriculum Committee met on January 15th. We had a very robust, rigorous discussion. And really, to draw your attention to some of the things that we approved tonight, course adoption of advanced digital research, grades 10 through 12, an elective that we're very excited about, really refining the research skills of our students and presenting them with different forums to explore what they have learned. The course is going to be limited to one section each semester. There's my New York accent, sorry. We actually are anticipating that this is going to be in great demand.
No.
There was a course sequence change in science. Biology will be offered to all ninth grade students, and chemistry and physics in grades 10 and 11 will be aligned. This also aligns the courses of study with the new science standards. We talked about the policy change affecting finals. There was a revision, Genocide in the Modern World, very popular course at the high school, was expanded to a full semester. We also changed the name of ChemCom to chemistry. And this was just a name change. The curriculum stayed the same. Thank all the members of the committee and all the people who presented. And that's it.
Thank you. Any other committees?
I have one.
Mrs. Shaw.
On January 14th, the Student Services Committee met. I always tell you when I give this report that this is really the coolest committee. It's definitely the most interesting. We had, about 26, 27 members attending that meeting. And, it's really very impressive. And it's, Mr. Figueroa did give some thanks to Sharon Olaskevich for doing a little bit of recruiting, but nobody seems to be pained while they're sitting there, it's really a very interesting evening. On that particular night, we did hear from Scott Kaminkowitz, who presented an overview of his community programs. Mostly, of course, are before and after school programs, as well as the Early Learning Academy. You might recall that at a previous board meeting, we had several students who did the brain breaks, and they repeated their presentation for us in a film clip. We also had a very interesting report from Marwa from Tiny Tots, which is our physical therapy and occupational therapy service provider. And she provided an interesting presentation that allowed people to understand the difference between PT in an educational setting as opposed to a home setting or rehabilitative setting. So that's an important thing, that the goals are often quite different. Sometimes that's really difficult for parents to understand. I know it was for me, because parents generally think the more therapy that's available, the better it will be for their child. And that may in fact be true. However, it doesn't mean that that therapy is necessarily addressing the educational needs of the student. Sharon Olaskevich also provided a review of a collaborative project that we are working on with Rutgers, which focuses on students diagnosed with ADD. And we also had a report on online scheduling from Ms. Stewart. And overall, it was an excellent evening, providing lots of good discussion.
Thank you. Are there any other committees or reports for this evening? Oh, Mr. Belichick.
Last Thursday, January 29th, the Finance Committee met. I first would like to thank Dr. Cohen for appointing me the Finance Chair this year. I'm proud and honored to serve in that capacity. I also would like to thank Mr. Simmons for his service of Chair last year. Wilson Quinero gave a presentation of facility management, custodial grounds, and pupil transportation services. I would like to thank board members, Mr. McAvoy, Mrs. Chu, Mrs. Howard, for their participation in the meeting. And the next scheduled meeting is February 12th.
Thank you. Any other committees?